we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. My name is John, aka Big Bad Biologist, and today we're gonna work on this. I'm not looking forward to this one, but happy to help out a friend here. Let's take a look at this thing. Oh, I am so not ready. I have like 100 things going on today. I'm sorry. This is there's just too much. What is everything here? Over here I'm trying to restore a little 30 pin. This is my favorite style, 30 pin sim. Trying to fix that. So I got my thing doing a thing down there. I don't have my Zoom ready to go. Oh my God. And Steve's here, and I feel like I'm mimicking Steve. I don't mean to mimic Steve. I just mean to try to do a stream. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Do we know how to stream? No. We've only been doing this for over 3 years. We have no idea how to do anything here. Boop. There we go. All right, so what is this? This is a Quadra 800 logic board. Let's look a little closer in this area. It looks way better than the thumbnail because I've already gone through and ultrasonically cleaned it. Yes, and this is all things DG's board. He sent it to me all the way from England. Got it here before they shut down shipping to the US, which is hilarious. But have a look at this while I say hi to folks in the chat, because you can already tell it looks like somebody had worked on this thing at some point. And if people can see, does anyone see any suggestion as to why that might have been worked on already? So let's say hi to folks. We got Dave's Vintage Apple Tech. We got a hardware hacker. We got all things DG himself. We got Jack 68K, Asmodeus, Devil Duke, Devil Luke, Mac 84, Garth Beagle, Retro Viator. Hello. Jack 68K says, "See, it looks fine. No broken traces. Just don't zoom in." So, does anyone see leftover goop? So it is a little shiny. When I take things out of the ultrasonic cleaner, one of the things I like to do is sort of douse the socket and the CPU socket, the sim sockets with some deoxit, just to kind of get things coated in oil to prevent future corrosion. Let's hold this up a little bit more closer. And again, this has already been ultrasonically cleaned. So this is about as clean as we're going to get it. This was ultrasonically cleaned in citric acid. So really bad corrosion. I like to do my boards in citric acid, about 10 grams per 15 liters. So you can see this is our real-time clock chip here. It is not happy. That's bare copper, which is nice, but it's still not happy. If we look a little closer, you can start to see little errors in the traces. But look at that. Does anyone notice that little thing? Look at that. And you can see some angry little traces there. What's happening with those memory chips? What's going on there? There's probably some corrosion down here. This capacitor is actually in this bag. It fell off on the way, which is funny. Hello, John Little. Hello, Vic the Vicar. If we look at the back of the board, we can see lots of little disruptions in the traces. We can see some corrosion moving through. So yeah, well, we got some issues. Hello, Adam Baranek. So I think what we're gonna do first is we're gonna pop all of these off over here, just to get a little look at what's happening under those chips. This board has a little bit of a rash, yes. So let's go under the microscope. Let's see if we can get the microscope going. And oh yeah, and behind me, my little enameled wire 46 board, the barn board PC. I have that going, getting that ready for VCF Midwest. So I just have it running like Doom demo on the back, just to make sure that board is nice and happy before we, or make sure that computer is nice and happy before we take it all the way to VCF Midwest. Oof. I have not used an entire spool of enameled wire yet. That is misinformation. All right. So the other thing about this is the Quadra 800. It should be pretty close to the Quadra 840 AV, but there are no schematics, and it does seem kind of similar to an LC 575 and a Quadra 610. There's some similarities that I'm seeing. So we'll see what happens. But if this chip is bad, I do have one, I think, from a Quadra 610 that looks like it's the same. All right, so let's pop that off. You can see here the pads are totally gone where that diode goes. So with this is for the battery to send voltage there. But I think we'll be okay. Yes, 343S002 does not, or 0042 does not look happy. I'm gonna pop you off more close to the 650. Okay. Gutbomb asks, is the Abomination going to VCF? No, I'm gonna leave the Abomination home. So I'm gonna bring the barn board external ISA. I'm gonna bring the Classic with my enameled wire 68030 upgrade, and I'm gonna bring the Macintosh 2X, the Cordyceps Macintosh 2X. So those will be my 3 computers there. 3 is enough for a 8-foot table. Okay, wow, that came off relatively easily. So speaking of VCF Midwest, the table assignments came out, and I'm near all the cool people like Steve, which is very cool. Whoa, that just blew away. Go, that diode is like, I'm out of here. Whoop, whoop. I found it. It's okay. We got it. It's over here. Hello, Quicksilver. No tants blown up lately. All right, we're gonna put all these little ugly bits. Oh, look at the bottom of this chip. Oh my God, the bottom looks worse. Oh, why did I take it off? This is, oh my gosh. Wow, and this is after ultrasonically cleaning this thing. Yeah, we might just totally skip that for the initial boot up. This is gonna be our 32 kilohertz crystal. You can see, I don't know, the leg is there. I think we might just replace this with a little silver can boy. All right. A biode. Boo, 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 boo. Dave says, hope 3 computers don't exceed the weight limit on your table. Yeah, so for those of you that heard at VCF East, my table collapsed. Just to show you this just finished. I finished checking one of these RAM chips. Sorry, I need to make a little diversion because I want to check these RAM chips. So this guy's good. Gotta mark that. You're happy. There. I think this one's toast. Well, we'll put it on there again anyway. Boop. Starting to go. Oh, nope. Nope, yeah, that one's toast. Okay. And I think this one's toast. So why am I restoring one of these RAM chips? Because I have 7 other ones and they are just perfect little sims for a classic or Mac 2X. So I'm gonna hold you down, see if that's all right. So yeah, the VCF East, my table collapsed, but I had the Abomination on it, and the Abomination survived. So that was good. And also I had a 486 on it that was not a particularly brittle 486. Okay, so this one seems okay. It's probably gonna pop off. Yeah, that's gonna get it. Oh, that's gonna error out. Okay, that one does not want to stay in the socket very tightly, so we're gonna have to check that one later. All right, let's do one project at a time here. So let's get back to the main project here. Let's go, where were we, on the microscope? Yeah, we were on the microscope. Oh God, oh, why did I go back to the microscope? Okay, let's go to the dentist, and let's see what's happening under here. Wow. There's no trace of this trace left. That's gone. Gone, gone, gone. This one is pretty much gone. Okay. Oh, man. Hello, Petty MMX. All right. So, just from looking at it, we got something to point at things. So we can definitely see trace there is gone. Gotta fix that. That one's gone. I think that's probably gone there. We're gonna have to get a little closer. All right, we're gonna have to get over here. Okay. Okay, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. So this is, these are my, if you search on eBay or Amazon or whatever, rubber polishing bits. So they're rubber and they have a little abrasive in them. Oh, batteries. This is why Ron and Steve, when they get up there and do their talks, they always say, take your batteries out, right? So it's easy to see which ones are no connect. So on these real-time clocks, and this is the same as what we had with the 2 CIs that we've been working with. Basically, the opposing pads are the ones that actually go to stuff. So all these over here are no connects. We don't really have to worry about these and these. But if we look here, I think that might be toast. Let's go to beat mode and see what we got. So there. Oh, that's still connected. So even though that looks kind of scarfy, it's under there. What's this guy? Yep, that's toast. This little trace right here is toast. I'm worried about this, right? Now we go underneath the SIM socket. Oh, that's not going to be good. Whenever you have corrosion that close, it means that you're likely to come up with some issues. So, I don't know. We'll see what we can do here. Which way should we start? Let's look at these. I think this is actually good news over here. Yeah, that's good news. That's good news. That's good news. That's good. That's all good. What about you over here? Alright. Oh, that. I don't know exactly where those go. That's why we might have to take off that RAM chip, see where all those go. Alright, what do you think? Sorry. But John, you love SIM sockets. Yeah, and these are 72s, which I don't have any 72s. I have 68s. I don't have any 64s. This is for the ROM SIM. Keep those batteries in if you like pain and suffering. Yes, Steve, that's truth. Brittle plastic and leaking batteries are the two worst things on laptops. Yep. Acid, I thought batteries were alkaline. Yeah, sorry, did I say acid? They're alkaline. Hey, it's I803866SX. Hello. All right, Jack says we should take these chips off. So I'm gonna listen to Jack because Jack knows his stuff. Let's take some chips off. I hate soldering these chips. It's all right. We gotta see what's over here. But did anyone notice why I thought that this board's been worked on previously? Hint, hint. That looks pretty good under there. Oh, these look bad down here. Okay. We'll set all use. Ow, they're hot. John, don't touch the chips that you just desoldered with the hot air. Okay. Let's do some polishing down here. Let's get our dental tools. Bad stuff here. See that one? Most likely gone. So yeah, you could do this process with a fiberglass pencil. But good God, for this many bad traces, I would not. I think, oh, there's a little copper there. Look at that. There's one side of our battery. That side of our battery is not there. Quicksilver, my arm is doing well. It's recovering reasonably well for how bad it was. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna glob just a boatload of flux all over this board, right here, all over this whole area. Just fluxing it. Oh, that's not a good spot right there. Oh, flux. Oh, the flux. Okay. So this flux is Chip Quick SMD291. I find it relatively cheap compared to some of the other options out there. And I use whatever cheapest solder braid that I can find. So yeah, we're gonna tin everything up real quick, and then we're gonna rebuild the traces once everything's tinned. The other thing is you don't want to leave copper bare, right? If you leave copper bare, it's gonna allow it to corrode much more easily. If you coat it with a little layer of lead, then it won't corrode. Or, well, obviously if you let a battery explode all over it, it will corrode. It's less likely to corrode, let's say that. Let's use those words. But getting a little layer of solder down also helps us like make sure that we can solder to our pads. Yep. Again, I'm gonna be sort of inefficient here today because I only have one eye looking in the microscope here, like when I'm streaming. So I apologize that this might take a while. I tend to be a little bit faster when I'm not streaming. All right, let's cut up some of that. Ooh, Snoop Dogg's visiting again. Hello. Hello. Flux and solder braid action. Yeah. Make sure that you're using your exhaust filter when you're doing this kind of thing. You probably don't want to be breathing in flux fumes. I totally have that going. It's just I have such a good one that you can't hear it. Oh, you ugly traces. Oh, there's so many ugly traces. Oh, man. Getting heart palpitations. Anyone else getting heart palpitations? Bet you Steve is. This is probably like... This is probably bringing up all manner of bad memories for 68040 vintage Macs. Oh, shoot. See what I just did there? Do not do that. Never pull your solder braid away from your board without the tip touching it. I could have just broken a trace. I don't want to break any more traces on this board than we need to. We already have enough. Look at this spot. Oh, that spot. Oh, that spot's gonna get me. Oh, that spot. Okay. Okay. Oh, man. Good news. Look behind me. That machine's still cranking. So, that's fun. My little 486 wood PC is going. Alrighty. I guess what we should do is start on one side and just get going. I apologize for the glare. This is, especially when I get a lot of flux on a board. Alright, so where did I put my Ethernet? So this used to be 100 feet of Ethernet cable. We're down now. I have one. This should be already open. There we go. Hey, it's Eric's Edge. Hello. Be right next to Eric's Edge at VCF Midwest. Hanging out, maybe playing some Crack of the Dawn. Alright, I keep wanting to get ahead of myself here. I want to be done this already. Oh, it's cool. It's cool. Alright, so let's start here. We're going to go into that via, kind of add a little bit of little heat to it to encourage it. Nope. And gonna get our thing. Yeah, we could, well, be doing Blue Scuzzy in networking. We don't need local talk. I guess we could if you really want to. The phone guys sound interesting. I think they had an option where you could have a phone of theirs at your table. It seemed a little much for my first VCF Midwest venture, so I didn't select that option. Oh my gosh. We're just getting started. I already lost my cable. There we go. Oh, come on. Eventually I'll get used to this and realize how to do this with 2 dimensions. It's just gonna take me a little bit. Who would need to call your table? I don't know, but it's cool that they set up like a phone network inside the event. Like an old school wired phone network. You could probably fax. I would imagine that faxing would work since it's an old school network. I'm gonna tack you down. Have a seat there, little cable, little wire. Well, this might be one of those streams where I should do a thing like Eric did one time and just had like jazz music going. You might all need to entertain yourselves. It's gonna be like a 6-hour stream of me poking at this board. Oh yeah, the other thing I forgot to mention is, remember my little external ISA 486 was having issues with the Sound Blaster mode. Well, apparently the new firmware seems to kind of fix that. And I have the audio off right now, but Sound Blaster mode is working. It's running on Doom, which is very cool. There you go. Got Bomb's gonna do some dad jokes for us. Entertain the crowd. Do some crowd work. Okay, one down, 638 to go. Let's, I think what we're gonna do with this one, is we're gonna hang a UE. Does that? Bend you down like that. This is going to be way overkill because this is going to be just one of the clock. It's going to have a little bit excessive, but it's fine. It'll be okay. Come on, get down there, bud. Get down there, bud. Okay. Got another big one around here. Where's that one go? Oh yeah, that one goes all the way there. Oh, good golly. Oh. Alright, so we're gonna put that one in here. Come on. Melt, you jerk. Bend that one that way. Plop you down there. I think what we're gonna do, we might run that all the way to the pad just for 1000%. Although no, it's gonna be have to run between there. Yeah. Alright, we'll run it to about there. That should be more than it. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Tack down. Hey, I tacked you down. Oh, you jerk. Go down. Okay. Okay. That's that one. So I think we'll do this guy next. Actually, let's clean this up. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with now. We don't need to see. Complaining and struggle is enough. There we go. Okay. Do I have any Q-tips? Everything's very sticky. Oh yeah, that one's a mess. Oh man. I liked it better when I couldn't see it. So sticky. So the reason I don't necessarily like to do this, like do this cleanup so quickly, is because we're gonna have to use a lot more flux eventually, and so basically we're just kind of like wasting flux by cleaning this up early. But it helps us see and be able to poke at things. So I just wanted to be able to see which traces we were having with issues with down here. All right, let's see. We got some beat mode action. So this trace was an issue. Do you go all the way there now? Yeah, you go all the way there now. That's good. All right, this one goes to there. Yay, that's good. This one goes to there. All right, so we fixed 3 traces. This one is fine. That one seems good. All right, let's double check this one. That goes all the way over to there. Yeah, look at that. This one, where do you go? You go over here. Nope, that's not the right one. Why do you go like this? Oh, why? All right, well, whatever, it's fine, so we don't have to touch it. This one. Yay. And you? Yay. All right. That's good. So we gotta deal with that guy. Let's deal with that guy. Trace designer was paid by the millimeter. Hey, it's Jamie's Hack Shack. Hello, Jamie. We're having fun over here, bud. Let's see. So what we're gonna do with this guy, we're gonna cram you down inside this via. Okay. Oh, 3-dimensional vision. Come on. Gonna add a little bit more solder to that via. You either want solder in your via or no solder in your via. One or the other. A little bit is not good. There we go. See, that went in there real nice. And again, we're using Ethernet wire for this because I don't want to have to deal with like burning off the enamel. Everything is fairly short run, so we're not likely to short these out on anything. That one was a long run, but that's fine. Boop. Okay. There we go. Okay, experts, why is it that some continuity won't beep until your probe is moving? Sometimes it's just that you got gunk on your probe and that you just gotta like give it a little wiggle and get that gunk off your probe. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do here, since these pads are not totally necessary, if we short them out, it's probably not going to cause an issue. Normally, I don't like running. I would use solder mask normally in a situation like this because we don't want to short them out, but I might not even, I probably won't even solder those side ones back in. Okay, let's add a little flux. Get in there, flux. Okay. Oh, hey, socket wench, hello. Okay, I think we'll cut you off there. I think that should get us more than we need. We're having a lot of fun here today, socket wench. I don't know if you can tell. So many probes. So many. Why do I have probes in my brain now? So many broken traces. Lots of broken traces. The other thing that makes this a little rougher is this board uses incredibly tiny traces. Like when they went from the 68030s to the 68040s, the traces got smaller, and this board seems even smaller than normal 68040 tiny trace. Okay. Hey, it's Ron from Ron's Computer Videos. Hello, Ron. All right, so we go from this all the way around there. Uh-oh. Why no beep? Because we got flux all over everything. We're all fluxed up. Comes around. Okay, so that's good. I think that's all this section. Now we have this section. All right, I'm gonna clean again. I'm gonna clean my probes when I clean again. Let's clean our probes. We're making a mess. We're cleaning up our mess. Did I just poke at that? Oh, I poked at a trace repair. Oh, it was so pretty. All right, it's pretty again. Everyone can relax. Relax, everyone. Why are you all amped up? Relax. Everything's fine. Hello, Jean-Francois. Where's that MU man? All right, let's do some beeping. Beep, beep, beep. That one probably, oh no, never mind. I'm not going to be able to check that. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. 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 Are you really broke? Are you really broke or do you got gunk? No, that's good. Okay. Can Flux clean up the mess inside my soul? No, Flux is not good at that. Believe me, I've eaten enough Flux in my day. That just made me think of that, They Might Be Giants song. See this, that's just purely due to Witchman Doodles. Alright, this is a trace that needs to be repaired. This should be fine, that should be fine. I don't know what that capacitor is capacitating. This will need to be rebuilt, but that's fine. This is just for the battery. We don't need that to get going today. I have a feeling, yeah, all three of those are supposed to be connected, so they need to be rebuilt. Okay. So you can see here with this guy, I think the trace is actually fine, but the V has got the gunk in him. There you go. You gotta like work out the gunk a little bit. Work out your gunk. Alright, so let's get this guy before I forget that one. So we are working on, for those of you that have recently joined, we are working on all things DG's Quadra 640 or 840 logic board, and as you can see, it has a lot of broken traces, and that is due to battery damage. And what does Ron tell us all? What does Ron tell us about batteries with your old computers? We all better know the right answer here. Oh, speaking of people that tell us things, Jeff Geerling had a video out, was it last week? I don't know what days are anymore. Restoring a Macintosh Classic, and he had the excellent advice to never just power on an old computer. And I say that all the time, and I still see people, oh, I just, powered it on. No, do not just power it on. Like, open it up. If you see stuff like we saw here today, do not power that thing on. That's bad. You did a bad job if you powered that on. So don't do bad jobs. All right, we're gonna use our K file here. This is like what K files are for. You want to make sure that there's no solder in that little via right there. See how we got some gunk that came out of there? That's a lot of it's just the solder mask. Jack68K says we eat the batteries. No, we don't eat the batteries. Okay, I'll do this. John Francois says, always add more batteries. Yes, if you have a Mac SE, you theoretically are safer than other computers. But if you have an SE30, for the love of God, no. No, just stop. What is wrong with you? Steve says, lick the batteries. So you can see what you might be able to see. I'm turning the K file. Kind of using it as a little drill bit here. And I don't really need to get all the way through these vias. I think the vias are probably fine. They look pretty good. But I just want to clear out some of that solder mask so it's easier to solder to. But there are certain computers like the Centris 610 where you got a section of vias that are like underneath capacitors, and I've found that those vias go very bad. So definitely think about it. Might want to check your vias top and bottom. Getting a new K file, that one was a little old. You can see how this one's a little nicer. Ron bringing the wisdom. He's seen battery bond SEs. But the other thing that you're not fighting with SEs normally is all the nasty caps. There are the Apple power supplies and the SEs that are very bad. But those seem to be fairly rare. And when you're doing this, you want to just let the K file be your drill. Don't force down too much. I have broken off K files inside of vias, and it's not a fun retrieval process. So just be gentle, be patient. You know we're always patient here at the Big Bad Bench. We never rush. We always do things perfectly the right way. We always fuck up. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, I think that's gonna be good for now. So, let's see here. Got a little piece of wire. Gotta do that one right there. Oh, did I say a bad word? Oh, sorry, Steve. Okay. I should have had beer today instead of seltzer. This feels like a project that I need beer for. We need like a trace repair counter to have up on the screen. I don't know if anyone saw Steve's last stream where he was working on the analog board for a I don't know, Mac Classic, LC575, whatever. They're all the same. Mac TV. He had a nice little sheet up on the screen where he was keeping track of what capacitors he replaced. That is an excellent idea. Hello, Mike Hawk. Hello. John Little had a beer when he got up. Ready for the day. I love it. Love it. So what I do when I've done, I think 5 of those now. I take all the capacitors off of the board, and then as I put them back on, I throw them away. Like I have a little place, not the floor, where I throw the capacitors that I've put back on. And that's how I keep track of them. But the console 5 kits, there's always like 1 or 2 that's wrong or very different. And so I'm always at the end like, oh, no, I did something wrong. So I like Steve's method a little better. You get exact numbers and I need a little razor blade. Let's see here. It's gonna just take off a little bit of this solder mask up here to make sure that we are making good contact. Let's check that one. Beep. From there. Yay. That one's good. This guy looks sketchy. No, that one's fine. It's saying it's fine. I don't know. Whatever. These are all effed. These are all so effed. That one's still connected. We're going to reinforce it though. Okay. All right. We're good. Uh-oh. Did I lose my little piece of wire? Okay. Gonna need more Ethernet. Oh, what did all things? All things says I swore over his board, and now he won't be able to use it without saying a rosary. Sorry. I try to wash my mouth. Yeah. Look at that little guy bubble up. Oh, 3 dimensions. We are going to run you all the way past that pad. Just because sometimes when you go to solder these, if your trace repair is very tiny, then it'll want to pop off. We don't want it to pop off. I'm just getting these 3 started, and then we'll solder them all down at the same time. That's still doing a thing back there. A little 486 system is cranking. Let's flux this up a skosh, just a skosh, just a little skosh. Too much. Great. It's perfect. Who else loves trace repairs? How many people are watching? 34 people watching trace repairs. If you like trace repairs, hit the like button. If you don't like trace repairs, hit the like button. Okay, well, that's those 3. Okay, we got all these angry guys. Before we get all, let's check these before we get everything all goopy again. Wow. Okay. I think that'll all be fine down there. But look, we gotta do these 3. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's focus. Focus, John. How long will we be going? Oh my god, 1 hour and 10 minutes. Okay. Alright. John Little says, I'm all about trace repair content. Let's see. Who just said that? Quicksilver. Yeah, you are very astute, my friend. That is actually an AMD 133, or actually, it's only running at 100 megahertz. It's a, what's the name of the little upgrade dealie? A Kingston turbo chip. If you pop it off, there's jumpers, there's resistors down there that help determine the multiplier. I was using the chip to play with some overclocking, and so I actually had it at a 40 megahertz bus to do some testing. But very good eye. Very good eye. Got a 486 from Rent-A-Center. Oof. I would love to know what kind of system that was. Packard Bell, maybe? Only $28 a week. I remember when we got a 486. I forget why. It was like if I got straight A's for a semester or something, that my dad was gonna get me a 486. And we found a local business that one of his friends really liked. So we went over there. They made custom machines. And I remember that it was a graphical BIOS, which was totally wild. At the time, my main computer was a IBM PS2 Model 70 that my dad had trash picked, and he had trash picked several more 386s and 286s, so I was used to working on computers by that point. But for some reason, he decided to buy me a 486. It was a Cyrix 486 50 megahertz, 400 meg hard drive. And at some point, I got a job at a local computer store. I forgot about that. I forgot that I worked at that place. But I remember the big perk was that I got an employee discount so that I could get a Creative Labs CD-ROM kit. That was my upgrade for that 486 eventually. So I'm just checking this to make sure that we got nice connections here before we go on. I probably should have done that last one before cleaning up, but whatever. Whatever. We're fine. We're fine. I don't like the look of that little mark in the middle. I don't see that little mark right there. Shake harder. Oh, I'm all covered in flux. Oh, this is gross. Alright, what do we got? Yay. Yay. Okay, one more nasty trace. Yeah, that guy's messed up. Messed up. I don't think Gut Bomb's yelled at me once to clean my tip. Have I been remembering to clean my tip? I don't feel like it. That is an angry via bro. Might need to come in from the other side on that one. Let's get a slightly bigger one. Thank you, Gut Bomb, for saying that my tip cleaning is adequate. I think what we need to do is try to find this via on the other side. I think this one's too gunked up, so we're gonna have to make sure to run something all the way through there. We can just keep doing this till we get through. Just gotta be patient. If you push too hard, you bend these things. You don't want to bend these things. You just want to, oh, I just bent it. See? That's what I said. Don't do that. Don't do that. Why did you do that? All right, let's flip this over. Oh, man, there's too many around there. Sorry. Okay, so over here, 1, 2, 3, and it's the third one. There is our bad one. Hardware hacker, I'm not sure what you're talking about. You mean the little white and yellow tipped things? If so, they're K files. So they're what I like to use for cleaning out the vias. This one is very stubborn. Very stubborn. Yeah. If you're like me, just look up K files on a place to order them. Don't look at what they're used for normally. Although I think Gut Bomb put it in the chat. Oh no, Jack 68K. There you go. See how we're getting all of our solder mask out of there. Some of these are really full of solder mask, and it makes it a little hard, especially when you get a little crud in there in conjunction with your solder mask. All right, let's see. Definitely do not use these if you all right, I need to go outside of the microscope for a second. Don't use these if you have solder in your vias. That's definitely not a good thing. Oops. They're not strong enough to remove the solder. They're okay at removing gunk. All right, well, our via is still good, so that's good. Gutbomb says that K files are used for cleaning vias and nothing else. Yeah, there you go. I'm a squeamish person, so I don't like to know things that are potentially gross. Okay, so we're gonna plop on a little bit of solder on here. A whole lot of solder on here. We're gonna take this wire and cram it in that via. Now, some of you may be saying, John, that is the wrong way to say that word. I like to say via. And that's okay. I don't judge you. I have no idea the right way to say it. That little flux. And clean our tip. Alright, and since that one was so sketchy, let's really double check it. Sorry, this has to go out of focus or out of frame for 1 second. Maybe longer than a second, sorry. Yay! Alright, that's good. Alright, so let's take a look at these RAM chips. Let's see. The RAM chips all look fine. Hey, it's 1-Bit Fever Dreams. Hello. Adam Baranek, I am using Ethernet wire for this. This is not enameled. For these little short traces, I just like to use Ethernet. So yeah, I forget if we talked about this, but look, some of these RAM chips are Motorola, I think that's that manufacturer, and some of them are NEC. So at some point, I think this thing had been worked on. I should probably put only pre-tested RAM chips on this, but let's go nuts. Yes, 1-bit. That is my my wood 486 in the background. I'm just doing some stress testing it. Not that Doom is like the ultimate stress test, but it's enough of a stress test. Oh, we gotta change our tip. All right, so I like to use my bent tip for this. Oh, yeah, and before we put these down, I'm gonna lay down some flux on all these. The flux will help it so that we don't bridge our solder pads. Bloop. Oh, make sure you put your chips on the right way. That's important. That goes on that way. That goes on that way. And that goes on that way. Okay. It would be cool if I could play some Doom. That is always more fun than doing trace repairs. Who are we kidding? I love doing trace repairs. It's stressful and relaxing at the same time. Yes, folks, there's definitely something wrong with me. But you've already known that. Especially if you've tuned in before. What last bit should somebody clip, Garth? Oh, yeah, well, I'll go over it again, but you might have seen how I did this. So I put a little bit of solder on a couple of pads just to get it nice and aligned, and then do the rest of them. So I normally like to find a nice strong pad. With this board, we don't have many strong pads. So yeah, here's the decent one. I can use that. That should be a ground or a 5-volt. I forget which. But what's the matter, John? You don't have all the memory pins memorized for these things? No, I do not. I'm sorry. I just don't have that kind of brain space. Yeah, and then once you get one, get your chip aligned. You can just melt it, get everything nice and aligned. Oh, I did a bad there. That was not good. There we go. You can see this chip. This chip has seen some things. All that bare copper on those legs. Let's go over here. Okay. What do you think? Is that straight enough? That looks pretty good to me. Now we gotta scooch this side just a little bit. Oh, that's better. That's way better. No, just a little more. Oh, yeah. So we go back this way. There we go. Now we're doing it. Now we're getting it. Just gotta be real careful when you have these trace repairs down here. Don't want to go melting all of your work, dislodging everything. It sure would be nice to have a second eye right about now, but we'll make do. See that move? Gotta be real careful about that. Alright, take it easy, hardware hacker. Just going over those. I don't know, I'm kind of weird about my solder joints. I always like to reflow them a few times. It's not quite OCD, it's just feels better to do it more than once. Okay, we're getting close, people. We're gonna grab this is the real-time clock chip. We're gonna grab that off of another board. We're not even gonna futz around. Eventually we'll futz around if we get it to work. See if we can get the original chip going eventually, but for now, let's go with one that looks like it hasn't been on the Titanic for the last 100 years. Okay. Oh. Hey, Rudy. Yeah, you came at the right time. We're gonna be applying some electricity to this guy soon enough. Does anyone know the ohm rating for the speaker for a Quadra 800? Okay. All right, all of our RAM's back on. That's good. All right, where's that other board? Let's grab the other board and grab that real-time clock chip off of there. I forget what this is. Gupom gave this to me. Maybe he remembers. Quadra 610 of some description. Where are we at? Where? Hello? Where are we? There we go. There's that guy. I think that's the same chip. $343S0000042. I think that's the same. Oh, Jack 68K, where the broken traces on the bottom of the board. I don't know. I guess we should look at that. I forgot about looking at the bottom of the board. Why do boards have to have more than one side? Yeah, you can see the same with this one. Most of the sides are no connects, just the top and the bottom. Shoot. Don't remember which way this goes. I think it goes that way. Oh, Eric, don't even bring that up. What about the traces in the middle of the board? Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now on III DIY's LC575. Trying to find the broken traces in the middle of the board. That is not fun. No, you're correct. I was only joking, Jack 68K. We do need to think about the traces in the middle of the board. Alright, let's go with you as a pad because you're very robust. And we'll go with you because you're on the edge. Scooch down. Scooch closer. Don't make me remind you again about the scooching. How many of you all know what that was in reference to? I'm sure some of you probably know exactly which episode it was. I'd imagine I80386SX would probably know. Oh, Mac84 knows. Oh, yeah, that pad is basically gone, so that's fine. All right, now we got to put a crystal here. That original oscillator looks like poo, so we're gonna just use a regular old can. This should just be a 32 kilohertz, 32 point whatever. I'm sure if Joe were here, he would be able to tell us exactly the decimal places on this. Oh, maybe it says it on there. No. $32.768. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Jack. And yeah, I'm sort of intentionally making this a mess because this is such a sketchy part of the board. Okay. It's not touching anything. Oh, we're probably going to need to add a diode in there. Oh yeah, and there's yeah, where's that capacitor? Where did that thing go? Capacitor fell off in the ESD bag. 6.3. 47. Does everyone think that's a 47 6.3? What are you? That's a 1016. We don't know which way that goes. I guess we could figure it out. Okay, so there. Okay. All right, so this is a fun thing. Hey, it's Mr. Tech Gadget. Hello. I was just using your Apple II DVI thing yesterday or the day before. I don't know. If you look on my social media, I was posting about Apple IICs. Okay, so see how I'm poking that and we're beeping, and we're poking this and we're also beeping. This one has resistance, so this is our 5-volt rail. The resistance is low enough that it makes my beep go off. This is the minus side on here. Yeah, I guess I should show that on stream today. I just finished restoring an Apple IIc that looks pretty good. I'm really happy with how it turned out and how it seems to be working. Look at this. Yeah, the keyboard on the 2C was very gross. These are my last 47 microfarad capacitors. I really need to place an order. I think there was mold on the, you know, there's like that membrane that goes underneath the keyboard. It was destroyed, so actually the membrane, well, there's two membranes. There was like a rubber one and then there's like a plastic one. The rubber one was like covered in mold and it was really bad, so I threw that away and then I cleaned up the plastic one. It's okay, Steve. I just need to place an order. I updated all my stuff. I really need a whole bunch of caps right now. It was stupid of me to not. Although maybe if I wait a little bit while maybe the tariffs will go away again. Who the hell knows? As we all knew, they were illegal, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. All right, so for these diodes, this is technically the wrong diode. This diode goes this way and then it goes this way, but we only really care that the diode goes this way. This pad is a no connect. And so yeah, the original ones are diodes that go this way and this way, but this one goes this way and that way, which is weird. All right, let's take a look at the back of the board. All right, let's get the dental tools back out. Yeah, that's the issue. It's easy to get some boards made, but the tariffs make it just stupid. Alright, what's this look like? Are those real breaks or are they just like a little indentation? That's fine. That's fine. Ah, you jerk. Ah, you jerky trace. Ah, you jerky trace. Ah, you other jerky trace. That, see, that you get confused sometimes because that looks like that, but that one's a real break. Yeah, it was a weird. The yellowing patterns. I get computers with the weirdest yellowing patterns. What do we call the one that Dave won? The Farmer Tan LC. That one had some interesting colorations. Oh, gotta change up my tip. I like using a chisel tip for this kind of work. Go back to the chisel tip. Good thing Mr. Jack 68K made me go to the back of the board. What else do we got? We got a couple other weird spots. Yeah, we might have to do more of that. Where did my little pieces of wire go? They're probably just laying on the board somewhere, shorting out. Alright, I think once we fix these, we're gonna apply some electromaticity and see what happens. So I have some other stuff that I gotta do today, I'm sorry. That's what happens. I go out of the microscope and I forget how 3 dimensions work. Come on, guy. Come on, you guy. There we go. Oh, Mr. Tech Gadget, if you're still here, actually, I had a question. So I bought the version 2.0 of the Apple IIc adapter, and I updated the firmware to the latest one that was on your GitHub, but it still doesn't work with my TV here. It works over with my other monitors just fine. Do you think the 2.5 version of the thing would work better with regular TVs, or is it still sort of like a firmware limitation? For those that don't know, the Apple IIc, it has that little video port, which is not really a video port, but there's a nice little project, and Mr. Tech Gadget sells them on his Tindy store. And maybe, are they going to be available on JCM1? That lets you use HDMI, which is very cool. Because otherwise, that port's kind of useless. Oh, there you go. 2.5 has a hardware fix for the HD TV thing. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to buy one of those now. It's okay. Totally worth it. Maybe I'll give my old one to Eric, my table mate at VCF Midwest. I do have another present. I have so many presents actually for Eric. I feel like I need presents for other people. Yeah, the 2.5 has sound support, which is totally wild. To get sound coming through that's amazing. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you. That is wild. Everyone go to his store, buy those things. They're freaking awesome. Beep. Yay. Okay, that goes there. Let's see, does that make it all the way there? Yeah, okay, that goes all the way there. That one does not go all the way there. Oh, you jerk. And that's our speaker. That's our speaker. Ah. Okay. Let's see. Speaker. Okay, so basically it's just that little section. Okay, we can deal with that. We can deal with that. Let's add some flux to this area. Yeah, you could just scrape all of these traces to expose the areas. I really like to use the little wheel. It seems to be kind of easier. I have broken a couple of traces trying the scrape method. So these do seem to be a little bit gentler on the traces. There you go. Look at that. A retailer with a BBB discount code. My first time ever. And I mean, it's a cheap product too. Like, what's it, $35? I forget. Give me anything in the vintage computing community that's $35 and I will most likely buy it. Sorry, this is not great for focus. We're sort of out of focus. We got stuff happening everywhere. This is a mess. I gotta cut some of this away. Got too much. Too much. Too many dimensions. Not enough eyeballs on those dimensions. Yes, we were lamenting the tariffs earlier. Hopefully some of them get repealed now. We'll see. It's not like the courts mean anything anymore. Oh, you jerk. Get back over here. Get back over here. All right, let's see if that, excuse me, goes all the way. This one, we need this trace. This is a speaker trace. So we need to know if this thing chimes. There we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. It's time, people. Time to hit this thing with some electricity. Too many projects happening at once. It's like I'm cramming to get ready for a computer festival or something. All right, I don't know what the proper ohm rating is for these, but this is a 63 ohm. That's good for other Macs, so go with it. It has built-in VRAM, it has built-in regular RAM, so we shouldn't need any of that. We need to make sure that the orientation of our plugs are correct. That should only go like that. Okay, let's grab some video. I doubt we're gonna get video, but just for poops and giggles, let's hope. Let's keep some hope. What do we think? What do we think, people? Is there any chance that this thing chimes? This one should not need a battery as far as I know. It needs electricity, so we should probably plug it into a wall. Dave says 50-50. Rudy says it will work. I love you, Rudy. You're so positive. Adam Baranek says have faith. Jack 68K says fingers crossed. Or Quicksilver AUS says fingers crossed. And Jack says there will be some kind of chime. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. That was a fucking chime. We got video. Oh, we got burning smell. All right, where did that burning smell come from? Where did the burning smell come from? Entirely possible that some old tants decided to go. That would be nice if that were the problem. Why do we have 2 speaker connectors? Why are there 2 speaker connectors? Looks like some of these capacitors might have been replaced at some point. See that? That is not an original. Soldered. That one is missing its solder. Let's check over here. What do we got? I thought I saw the smoke coming from around here. That's just whatchamadoodle. These were in the area where there was bad stuff. Did I put a RAM chip in backwards? No. I wonder what the difference in the speakers is. Let's try the other speaker. Let's also real quick. All right, sorry. Let's check some ohmage here. Let's make sure that nothing's completely shorted out. So that should be. Oh, do we have an issue? Do we have multiple ground planes on this board? Oh, I hate when they. Oh, that might be a audio capacitor. $55, that's fine. 55, that's fine. Mega ohms, that's better. That's fine. I think somebody worked on this board at some point. What about these guys down here? Yeah, that's weird, but it's fine. 13 ohms is a little low, but yeah, that's probably okay. That one's probably going to read about 13, yeah. Dang. Yeah, that's not shorted out. All right, let's give it one more shot. See what happens. Try the other speaker connector. Rudy's got a motorcycle? What the heck, man? Have a good day, Rudy. Thanks for stopping by. All right, trying it again. 3, 2, 1. I don't smell the burning. Look at that. Holy crap. Holy crap. Let's grab a thing. Look at it. It's blinking. Let's power works. Let's grab a mouse. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. Uh-oh. About to lose my phone, my top cam. All right, we got to be done soon. All right, let's do this. Chime. $12 volts getting there. Okay, 5 volts. Cool. Look at that. Look at that freaking thing. We just booted. We got mouse. Got our 8 megs of RAM on board. It is quick too. Unsupported machine, that's fine. Let's click that off. Let's do this real quick. Let's see what happens with a round of snooper. Maybe there was something in my power supply. I think I recapped that one. Although doesn't say it. Maybe it's a power supply that I have. Oh no, I did recap that one. Oh, wow. I'm shocked. I'm gonna get my thermal cam and just double check to make sure that there's nothing weird happening here, but jeez. Maybe a spider took up residence. I was not expecting to get this thing to turn on today. Wow. Well, if you haven't hit like yet, hit freaking like, please. This might be my greatest achievement ever on a single stream. There we go. We did a full cycle of snooper and everything tested fine. Whew. Well, that was a freaking blast. I'm going to go through. I'll add some RAM to it. I'll add some VRAM. I'll do some more tests on this thing. But that is wild. I can't believe how excited I am about this. Very, very excited about this, if you can't tell. Wow. All right. Well, I guess we're going to get out of here. Thank you all for hanging out. Snooper works, but does a full round of Shuffle Puck Cafe works. I don't think you can play Shuffle Puck Cafe on a 68040. That is a bit excessive. Well, here we go. Dang. Hey, it's Francois Reval. Hello, MMU man. I don't. I think I missed saying hi to you earlier. All right. Well, thank you all for hanging out. Make sure to check out Dave's Vintage Apple Tech tomorrow for his hello Pulu sound. Welcome to the channel and thank you. So yeah, I can't even talk right now. I'm in shock. I really, this is wild. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out today. I appreciate the heck out of you. I don't know what we're going to do next weekend, but we'll probably do something. Have a lovely week, you all. And as we always say here at the Big Bad Bench, if you're a Trumper, go F yourself. Bye, y'all.